BRSCC National Formula Ford alongside our very own Scottish Formula Ford Championship is about to take to the grid just now. They're going to be out on track next. We've got 4 races left to go this afternoon, so we've rattled through our race order so far just now. The green flag flies, and that means that the car's able to head out on track. We'll get a graphic up very shortly to see how they are all going out. But to remember, it was all about Colin Queen in that first race, that incredible last lap move to take the glory and the happiness away from Jordan Dempsey, and you could see just how absolutely crushed Jordan was on that last lap round. So we'll head around to Andy Alston when the cars are actually on the grid. But let's have a look then on the cars for this next race then. Race 2 of the BRSCC National Formula Ford and Scottish Formula Ford 1600. Row 1 is Colin Queen with Jordan Dempsey alongside Lucas Romanek after that epic scrap with Jamie Sharp is 3rd and 4th place respectively. Row 3 is Morgan Quinn and Ben Cochran. Row 4, David Maloney alongside Sean Rashid. Row 5 is going to be Andre Lafont. Now, just very quickly, what a drive from Andre Lafont. Started at the back of the grid and ended up in P9. Gabe Tesh starts in 10th position. Matty Chisholm for the Scottish contingent in P11. Tom Nippers in 12th position. Megan Gilks in 13th position, with Bryn Kinch in 14th. Rounding out row 7. Row 8 is going to be Drew Stewart alongside the madman himself, Neil Broom. And then further back down as well, we've got row 9 is going to be Lucas Blakely, who I know a lot of you are interested in. And Michael Gray is going to be trying to do damage limitation after having to retire in race 1. Brandon McCon at the back in row 10. And Andrew Rackstraw bringing out the red flag at the beginning of race number 1. But the cars are making their way onto the grid and coming up now, which means that our roving, intrepid reporter of Andy Alston poised, waiting for them to head out onto the grid. So he'll be with us in just a couple of minutes' time, potentially, and we can see the cars lining their way up just now. So again, just a couple of seconds there, and you can see Andy there just waiting for his cameraman. I don't actually think we're going to have time to have a look at this. We'll get out there if we possibly can, but you can see the nimble poise of Duncan Vincent for the circuit commentary, poised over the number 62 of Colin Queen that you can see on the inside. Now, curiously, no car beside him of Jordan Dempsey for this for the second race. So we're just waiting to go, and we'll soon see. So it looks like we're about to get going. The thumbs up, so we'll not get down onto the grid then, and it looks like we're going. So what has happened to Jordan Dempsey then? That's very curious, because there's no second place car. That means that Colin Queen has a clear run down into the first corner then. The lights are about to go on here. We've seen the 1 minute board being held out, and we wait with bated breath then as the BRSCC National Scottish Formula Ford Championship race number 2, a 20-minute race round here at Knockhill, is about to get underway. And let's have a little look. We've got the 5-second boards held out. The lights are about to come onto the gantry then. And we're about to go live with these Formula Fords, these wonderful, wonderful championship cars. Lights are on. Lights are off. We're racing for the second time in the Formula Ford 1600s, and the cars are away, down, streaking towards Duffus Dip for the first time of asking. We watched them coming down through the hill, and there we go then. Into the first corner then is the 62 of Colin Queen, leading ahead of Lucas Romanek then. Oh, we've got a car spinning off at the back there of the grid there. Let's have a look who that is. That's the 48, and that is... I'll get an idea on that car in just a second. Is that the 48? Can't quite find that on the list anyway. We'll come back to that in just a second. But the cars come streaking through the tail end of the field here. I wonder actually if it was number 40, in which case that would be Andrew Rackstraw making his way through. And you can see Lucas Romanek already losing the place to Jamie Sharp. That ding-dong battle that we saw in race 1 has resumed with no time given whatsoever. And there we go then. So Jordan Dempsey still being shown in second place then. So we obviously just didn't see him onto the grids here. So Colin Queen by about 2/10. There he is. So Jordan Dempsey appearing absolutely out of nowhere there, and back into that position. So the fight remains. And on to the back now. Dempsey is going to be absolutely gunning for Colin Queen right now. As going very, very defensive is Jamie Sharp coming through the exit of Clark's there. Morgan Quinn fancies a little taste of this battle as well, as into the gearbox there, and as close as you like there for Lucas Romanek, late onto the brakes there. And you see a move, a little squirrel outside at the back there. That's Benjamin Cochrane and Andre Lafond there. I think that might have been Andre Lafond in the 52 getting ahead. We'll confirm just as they go across the line. But there you go, Jordan Dempsey now. Fastest lap of the race, side by side with your race leader, Colin Queen. They're going to come into Duffets now. Again, side by side, Jordan Dempsey can't get anything done there. Trying to push that car to within an inch of the traction that the car will allow right now. So it's 1 and 2 for Colin Queen and Jordan Dempsey as they line up in the championship coming into this weekend. The two drivers both from Colin Queen obviously racing for Ammonite Motorsport, and Jordan Dempsey racing for Kevin Mills Racing. Jordan came into this race weekend leading the championship, so he wants to get those full points, as that's very, very late on the brakes again. But the 62 of Colin Queen just covers it off, gets the better line there, forces that car down, and there is no room at the end for Jordan Dempsey as we've got just 17 minutes left to go in this race. Let's have a look further down then at our Scottish contingent as well, as Michael Gray already, how is Michael Gray already up to 12th place from starting about P17? That's a start and a half from Michael Gray there. Matty Chisholm down into 13th, Bryn Kinch in 14th, Andrew Rackstraw in 15th, the madman Neil Broom himself into 16th position, Brandon McCowan in 17th, and Lucas Blakely into 18th position there. You see a little bit of a run onto the gravel there from Colin Queen, even more so from the cars behind him there. That is of course the number 21 of David Maloney, and up the inside sends it from nowhere goes Jordan Dempsey and has to keep going there. Oh, contact! Huge contact there from Colin Queen and Jordan Dempsey. You saw that one coming, and that was predictable. I just don't understand the logic behind that one. Two cars fighting for the same bit of tarmac. That could have been so nasty. Thankfully, both cars still running, but it looks like some big damage to the rear end of Jordan Dempsey there. And my goodness me, we get a chance to compose our breath there. Jordan Dempsey sent airborne, and that is off into the gravel. That is a despondent looking driver there. And I'm trying to get an ID on who that is. I think that's the number 42 of Bryn Kinch, who has only completed 5 laps there. We'll, 3 laps down. We'll get an ID on that in just a second. That's surely going to be, you would imagine, some sort of a yellow flag, if not a safety car. We'll find out in just a second as soon as the boards come out there. It could be that that car is off enough at the exit of Clark's there, but back with your race leader, Jamie Sharp, an unlikely race leader then, from Lucas Romanek and Morgan Quinn on the podium. But even more unbelievably, ladies and gentlemen, Andre Lafond is in contention, not only for the podium, but for the race win. Started at the back of the grid in race 1. I cannot emphasise that enough. That is proper rags to riches story here for the BRSCC national outfit. But for the Scottish outfit, Michael Gray ahead of Matty Chisholm, Neil Broom and Lucas Blakely as well. My goodness me, what a dramatic dramatic turn to this race. And I did say the Nationals, they absolutely give no quarter here, and that is very, very late on the brakes for Morgan Quinn. You can see here as Andre Lafond onto the back, and look at that now, that's Benjamin Cochrane that fancies joining in with that fight as well. So it's a 5-car battle for that first position. They're all spread out, goodness me, as side by side coming down the hill there. Lucas Romanek still trying to give everything that he possibly can, trying to hold on to the back end of Jamie Sharp right here, right now, with just 14 minutes left to go in the race here. Well, a spicy, spicy second race here for the BRSCC National Formula Fords here, alongside the Scottish Formula Fords as well. And there we go to the outside, late on the brakes. That's going to send it round the outside. Surely there's going to be a little bit of contact. There is, and there goes round to number 89, Jamie Sharp. And that was eventful. That sun is not going anywhere. That car is just going to go backwards. Now, if you're thinking about it, you might be able to roll it down a little bit and then rejoin it at the bottom of the tri-oval. But if you try and spin those tyres on the grass, that's not going to happen whatsoever. So Lucas Romanek into the lead of the race, then Morgan Quinn in second place. Andre Lafond gets a podium position. I just cannot believe I'm saying that right now after that first race. Benjamin Cochrane into to fourth position as well now, and you can see how absolutely intent that Lucas Romanek is sending it right now. But look at Benjamin Cochrane all onto the gearbox of Andre Lafond there in the number 52 car. They're almost side by side going into the final corner as Benjamin is going to try and drive around the outside. That's exactly what you saw from Jamie Sharp and from Lucas Romanek there, but it didn't happen whatsoever. As we're going across the line now, 12.5 minutes to go. How much more drama, how much more excitement can we squeeze into this race? And again, just a testament of how much this race means to these drivers. And again, the car swinging out from Lucas Romanek there, out of the chicane on the run up to Clark's there. Look at Morgan Quinn, fastest lap of the race to Morgan Quinn. Catching on to the back then of Lucas Romanek by about 4/100ths of a second every single lap. That's not going to be enough, but it might be enough to start closing the gap here, as we see David Maloney catching on to the back. In fact, that's Sean Rashid, sorry, catching on to the back of Colin Queen. So Colin Queen, you can see that big damage on the front right there, the bodywork damaged on that car. That will not be helping the aerodynamics of that car in any way whatsoever. Down through the Duffus dip. With 11.5 minutes left to go here, it's still Lucas Romanek from Morgan Quinn, from Andre Lafond, Benjamin Cochrane in fourth position, Colin Queen in fifth, Sean Rashid in sixth position, David Maloney in seventh, Megan Gilks in eighth position, Andrew Rackstraw, another brilliant recovery drive there from the back of the grid into ninth, and Michael Gray from the Scottish contingent, the leading Scottish driver, and into that top 10. We saw him there earlier on, and we have to hope that whatever gremlins caught him out in that first race don't re-emerge in this second one. But again, nose to tail racing all the way through the grids here, as we rapidly approach this halfway point in this final race for the Scottish Formula Fords and the BRSCC National Formula Fords. Lucas Romanek still out in front of this race, and actually looks like he's starting to extend that gap over Morgan Quinn in the number 88 machine. Of course, Morgan Quinn out there as part of the BRSCC outfit for Team Dolan, a team with quite a lot of history within the BRSCC and within the Formula Ford outfit as well. Onto the brakes, into the hairpin then goes the number 62 then. And excuse me, actually, that's the 52, isn't it, of Andre Lafond there. I was getting mixed up with the number 62 of Colin Queen, which is down in 5th position. But Andre Lafond looks like opening up a little bit of a gap. I was a little bit worried about Benjamin Cochrane closing right up to that car in front there. But such issues as the cars come streaming down Duffus Dip. And just to give you an update on Lucas Blakely, up into P15 now. Currently just 5/10 of a second behind the 92. Doing a grand job, and this is actually the 92. You can see the 189 there. That's Tom Nippers, 19 seconds behind the lead there. You've got a little bit of dust being kicked up from the cars in front as they go over the exit of Clark's Corner there. 9 minutes left to go. Your leader's just crossing off another lap there. The gap between Romanek and Quinn, 1.1 seconds. The gap between Romanek and Lafond, 3 seconds as they come down the hill then in towards McIntyre's. And there you see the number 52 of Andre Lafond sending that car into the corner there. But yeah, he is absolutely overdriving that car right now. You can see the way that he's having to push. He knows the 33 of Benjamin Cochrane is waiting to try and take that position back there. But again, it gets a good exit from Clark Corner there, and there's nothing really that Benjamin can do other than, you know, trying to make an optimistic move around the outside of the corner there. But just looking back at our former fight for the lead between Colin Queen and Jordan Dempsey, you know, they were caught up in that one as well. We had Lucas Romanek involved in that one, as Lucas Romanek and Jamie Sharp down in 18th position. Jamie Sharp is still on the same lap, but now 20 odd seconds behind the race leader. And have a look at this now. This is starting to get a little bit fast and frantic between Andre Lafond and Benjamin Cochrane then. This is the battle for third place, and look at just how much that car is sliding underneath Andre Lafond right now. He's pushing it to everything that he can, but this is it. This is the slipstream now for Benjamin Cochrane. Again, it's going to have to be late onto the brakes. You can see how much that car is wiggling under braking for the 52. Surely it's only going to be a matter of time. It's a good exit from the corner there from Benjamin Cochrane in the 33 here, as we've got 7 minutes left to go in this race. It looks like it's a nice little gap there, you've got to be honest, with Lucas Romanek up there in front, 1.5 seconds ahead of Morgan Quinn right now for first position. Back to this battle for third and fourth position there. Andre Lafond ahead of Benjamin Cochrane. And we've seen this so many times in so many previous races as well, where the car's so close to the car in front, only to send a dummy and then do something completely different on the final lap there, as you see out to the outside. Benjamin Cochrane again trying to go deep into the corner there, get a good run out, and gets a much better run out there from the corner than Andre Lafond there. But across the line then, that gap to Morgan Quinn then increasing now to 1.8 seconds. So Lucas Romanek has a good chance as around the outside. That's optimistic. That is optimistic from Benjamin Cochrane. I think all he's trying to do at the moment is try and make a nuisance of himself and just get in the mirrors of Andre Lafond, try and force him into making a mistake of his own volition here. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But the 33 is still danger close to that number 52 of Andre Lafond in front. Colin Queen in 5th position. We've got a car off into the gravel. That's the 189 of Tom Nippers, and that looks like, now is that the top of the chicane? We'll get an idea on exactly where that car is just now. So that's at the hairpin. So that is at the final corner on the track, and of course yellow flags being out mean that you're not going to be able to overtake, and that's the 69 that has spun the car. That's Brandon McCaughan, and that is on the exit of the chicane. And again, seeing where that car is positioned, I can put 2 and 2 together and say that he's taken too much of the curb on the inside. The car's over-rotated, spun him off onto the right-hand side there, and he's just got going. And that is, You're going to have to run a little bit faster than that, my friend, because there's a lot of very fast Formula Fords out there on track, but there will be yellow flags flying while that car is out there. But back to this battle for third position. Andre Lafont still trying to hold on to the final podium spot. We've got 4.5 minutes left to go in that race, and Benjamin Cochrane just started to fall away a little bit. And yeah, I do not like where that car is sitting. That is almost pointing straight on to the cars there, but obviously that camera is a little bit deceiving because of the zoom. It makes it look like it's much closer to the track than it actually is here. But back to your battle for first, second, third and fourth then. Lucas Romanek opening a gap of 2.5 seconds over Morgan Quinn as we head into the final stages of this race. But this is the battle that we're keeping an eye on now. This is becoming a three-way battle. And what we didn't realise is that Colin Queen closing in at a rate of knots on these two here. So Colin Queen still in with a chance of getting a decent result here, getting a podium here. I think he'd be fairly happy given the chaos that ensued earlier on. He obviously wants to take the race win, but it doesn't look like that's going to be within his grasp right now. 3.5 minutes left to go. Lucas Romanek rattling off another lap there, still doing the 53.9s. That's impressive pace. But Andre Lafont from Benjamin Cochrane and Colin Queen. And Colin Queen doing a personal best that last lap round there, as almost sideways down through Duffus is Andre Lafont ahead of Benjamin Cochrane. Further down then, 6th place for Sean Rashid, Andrew Rackstraw up into P7, 8th place for David Maloney, Megan Gilks in P9. The first of the Scottish contingent is Mikey Gray in 10th position. Great job there. Matty Chisholm in 11th, Neil Broom in 12th position. So it's Scotland 1, 2, 3 in 10, 11, 12. Lucas Blakely makes it P4 for Scotland in 13th position. Brandon McCon in 14th. Gabe Tesh down in 15th position. Jamie Sharp in 16th and Jordan Dempsey in 17th position. So with just a handful of laps now, maybe 2-3 laps left to go here, this is tantalisingly close now, this battle for third, fourth and fifth. The gap between Romanek and Quinn looks to be done. That looks to be a game over for that one. 3.4 seconds for Lucas Romanek. So we'll focus on this battle for third position. Andre Lafont ahead of Benjamin Cochrane, and then you've got Colin Queen trying to get back into this mix again. You can see the tail end of the 52 absolutely weaving it out. Is it going to be a move up the inside? It is, up into Clark Corner. Oh, that was textbook stuff there, and the two of them now are going to be very compromised here. They're nose to tail going along this back straight here, and look at the run that Colin Queen has got on the two of them. Is it going to be a dive to the inside for Andre Lafont? It's not. And what that is that gives a heck of a run to Colin Queen along this start-finish straight here. He's going to want to try and hold on to the back of Benjamin Cochrane, who goes across the line with 1 minute and 30 left to go into that third position. And then it's Andre Lafont in fourth, and then Colin Queen in that fifth position. Now, where is Queen going to try and make his move into fourth position? He thinks about it there, and that's a big moment there for Andre Lafont there. That is going to take huge amounts of time, and that could have been pivotal. That could have been the chance for the number 62 of Colin Queen to catch up. And there we go, up the inside of Clark's. He's already been caught once there, and he thinks better of it. That is amazing defensive work there from the number 52 on the number 62 there, as Andre Lafont just kept the foot and kept the faith and held that car around the outside of Clark Corner there. Brilliant defensive driving here as we go on to what probably I would imagine might be our final lap. No, it's not. We've still got one more lap left to go then after this one. So the penultimate lap, as we've got 40 seconds on the clock here. I would imagine we might get the last lap board here as we head round, but it's still Lucas Romanek now stretching away that gap now, 4.1 seconds over Morgan Quinn. Benjamin Cochrane in third position, 0.7 of a second ahead of Andre Lafont, and a very frustrated Colin Queen trying to make his way past that car in fourth position, but no such luck just now. We've got 12 seconds on the board, and there is Lucas Romanek going to be coming across the line. And let's see what we have coming out here. And there we go, last lap board confirmed out for Lucas Romanek. In fact, there is the last lap board and the checker flag flies as well. So I think that might be out a little bit early. We'll certainly find out because the car is still going round. So Lucas Romanek still going round. It's still showing us as 1 lap left to go there. So here we go then as Lucas Romanek coming through Clark's End for the final time of asking. And listen, you can't exactly blame the over-eagerness. We've got double waved yellows into that final corner then, and that is exactly for that car there. But now we go into the final corner, and now Lucas Romanek can celebrate as the checker flag flies. It's a brilliant win for Lucas Romanek. I think race control are going to be looking at several incidents after the race there. Morgan Quinn, though, takes a very well-deserved second place. Benjamin Cochrane in third place. Andre Lafondo going to hold on to that fourth position, and Colin Queen in fifth position. Andrew Rackstraw will finish in sixth. Sean Rashid in seventh. David Maloney in eighth position. Megan Gilks in ninth. Michael Gray is going to finish in 10th position. Leading out the Scottish contingent then, and finally getting that position there, Neil Broom in second place for the Scottish Army in 11th position. Matty Chisholm in 12th. Lucas Blakely in 13th position. Finishing his first race of the season here, Brandon McCon in 14th. Jordan Dempsey in 15th. Jamie Sharp in 16th. Gabe Tesh in 17th position. Drew Stewart in 18th there. 19th position for Tom Nippers. And 20th position for Bryn Kinch. Wow, wow, wow. Talk about an exciting race there, ladies and gentlemen. That was the final race from the BRSCC National Formula Ford 1600s, and including the Scottish Formula Ford 1600 Championships. So the cars making their way round just now, and that is a very, very delighted person on the pit wall there, waving to the cars there as well. So into the pit lane then, and the cars coming round into the holding area. So let's hand it over to Andy Alston as the cars get parked up.
Okay, well, that was another dramatic race there in the Formula 4s. Let's get a quick catch up with Michael Gray, first across the line in the Scottish contingent. Michael, very interesting 2 races there in the Formula 4s. Talk us through the finale there from your perspective.
Well, obviously after the contact I had in race 1, your flies down. Obviously, so contact in race 1, so that's put me to the back, got a mega start, and I think I got 4 or 5 places before turn 1, which was mega, and then that let me keep with the guys that I wanted to keep with, pull away from the rest of the Scottish guys, and yeah, was interested. I was following the back of Megan there. I felt like we couldn't make a move. I don't know what happened. There wasn't no last lap board, they just put the checker flag out, so I don't know what happened there, but I'm really happy with that. Obviously I wanted 2 wins, it would have been 2 wins, but I'll take 1.
And you're turning your attention to the next round now in a few weeks' time. What's the game plan going into that one?
Obviously Croft, I've not been there for since 2015, so it'll be, yeah, go there and try and keep this momentum up now. I've got the win, try and keep that going, try and get 2 or 3 wins. I think it's 3 races down there, so try and get 3 Scottish wins, and again I think I've equipped myself well with the national guys. So yeah, that'd be the aim, to show well with them.
Great stuff, Michael. Thanks very much for speaking to us. Michael Gray there for the Scottish contingent. So yeah, interesting racing throughout, and the second one here today. Let's get a quick catch up with Neil Broom. Neil, the car was had a little bit of damage we spoke about in the first race, but well, looks,
you can see that we now have a nose cone entirely fabricated from tank tape. All just goes to show the old adage of in racing, nobody goes racing without tank tape and cable ties.
Well, that's it. And then it's, how did the car feel overall? Was it
not too bad? Okay? Not too bad. We had the setup bars on it. It's always a little difficult in the open air because the wind blows the strings around the place, but it was the best by eye setup we could do. We're maybe like 3-4 tenths off the pace we were at in the first race, but it was good enough for to get second place for the Scottish guys and keep up with the pack. So yeah, no, happy days.